Good morning and welcome to the Mike Show for Friday, May 15, 2026. 44 degrees at 7:51 a.m. and I am your host, Bob Kamal, and I'm a sinner. And I am powerless and my life is unmanageable. Humility and gratitude are the keys to life. It's always today, it's always now. My life is not my own. My will not be done. There's no reality but God, and the only thing we have to do is die. So, how are we going to live today? And I hope and pray we're going to live from our hearts, a life based on faith and not fear. Been up since 2:07 a.m., 2 days in a row now. Got woke up at that time, which tells me, I'm guessing, I'm a fairly light sleeper. Once I get to sleep, I'm out, but that rarely happens. It was happening for a while there. But I'm about a block away from two gas station / convenience stores, and I'm guessing what's waking me up is the trucks pull in around that time to refuel them, the semi-trucks. So anyway, I was up there with Else. The girls kept coming up. Else laid there and purred me, and I just tried to practice breathing and relaxation techniques. I almost went out a couple times. One of my nightmare woke me up. I actually did fall back to sleep, and I had a nightmare. It was just bizarre. I was washing dishes in the sink, and then both sinks filled up with water and just kept overflowing, and even after I pulled the drain out, the water would still be overflowing, and it was all over the floor, and then there was a mess all over the floor, and the oven got sparky. I don't know. It was just all weird. The oven kind of blew up. Anyway. Oh, boy. The girls wanted to go out, but they're grounded. We'll get into that later. Max did go out. I've had my gruel. I'm having my second cup of coffee. To the 8 billion of you who do not tune in on a regular basis, and I haven't said this in a long, long time, cup and saucers are mandatory before noon, unless it's summertime and you're drinking an iced coffee. Mugs are optional afternoon. So anyway, let's just jump right into yesterday's thumbnail. It was a shot of, who was it? Now I can't remember. Oh boy. Who was it, sweetheart? Mama Margie was the day before. It was Gavin. Out here sitting in the chair that is out there. There's that Ruthie. You want to come sit with me? Gavin was in the foreground sitting in the chair. I was probably sitting right here when I shot that photo, and the chair was right there. And Uncle Stewie was in the background. Oh, Chewy. Gabby was a good boy, one of Mama Margie's boys. Maxie and Mikey's brother, Chloe's brother, Chloe 1. And that reminds me, before I go any further, we like to correct errors of fact. And yesterday I mentioned, are you drinking my coffee? She looked like she was taking a drink. Real good Peruvian coffee, dark roast. I mentioned that who was buried out there. I call that Mischief's tree. The one, not this one, the one beyond it. And Chiefy is buried out there. I said Seiji was. So Mama Margie, Mischief, and Rascal are actually buried out there. So I like to get that out of the way. After rounding up everyone and doing some domestics, and did I do a light workout or anything? I think I did some yoga and stretching. Some things that I do, align my back and my neck and whatnot. I hopped on my Trek 950 that I've had since, I think, around 2000. It's a 1998 Trek 950. Still a great bicycle. Still a great bike. And I pedaled up to the vet's office to get some TD food for the cats. It's a dental prescription diet that helps keep their teeth and gums clean. And had a nice visit there. And on the way back, I stopped at the Ford dealership. Talked to my salesman to let him know I'm getting my AR, my first AR-15. He was in the military, and the guy I bought the truck from at Ford. I stop there and shoot the bull with him every once in a while and take him soup and peppers and whatever, things that I do. And he told me, he said, when I want to get an optic, that he gets being an ex-serviceman, he gets a 40% discount. So he said, when it comes time to pick an optic, get a hold of him, and he'd be happy to order one for me, and I'll just pay him for it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm all over that. I'm all about getting bargains. It's not so much, that I'm cheap or anything, but I like to get value for my money, and I don't like to get gouged. That's what goes on too often. And for too often, we have been getting gouged ever since the old pandemic, and the prices of food just started going through the roof and really haven't stopped. I don't think the inflation is as bad now as it was during Potato Head's years, but it's still not good. And it seems to be only on selective items. That's what kills me. Because I noticed even during the pandemic and all that, there were a lot of items the price did not go up on. And anyway. So, we came home. What did I do then? Tough to remember because I'm tired. There's Ruthie. Oh, I made up I opened a can of tuna, or not tuna, but canned salmon, mashed it up and added some breadcrumbs and egg, seasonings, onion, jalapenos, and I'm going to have salmon patties today as my meal. I'm a good lapsed Catholic, so I try to only eat meat on Fridays, or not eat meat on Fridays. Boy, the way this is going, I wish I could go back to bed and go to sleep, but I know that's not going to happen. Ruthie's being all lovey-dovey here with me like she always is when she's inside, but she becomes a whole different critter after you get outside and have freedom, don't you? Yeah. The minute she found out she was faster than me outside, that was the end of it. And she gave us grief yesterday. For hours she was out there, and I could not catch her, and she would not come in. And it really pissed me off because it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful yesterday. It reached the mid-60s. It wasn't too windy. And I wanted to go shooting, and I couldn't do it because I didn't want to leave her outside alone. And eventually I said to hell with it and drove to Culver's and got some of their famous frozen custard to have a snack with. Caramel cashew. Oh, was that good. And then I think I got a container of, I think it was turtle. And that's for another day. But no, we had a pretty good day around here. For lunch I had a buffalo burger. I had some buffalo. Are you drinking that coffee? Here, let me have a sip before you finish it. She's like Garfield. Anyway, let's take a break and regroup. Welcome back. And I don't really mean that. And I didn't mean it when I said good morning either. When I called and talked to Jeff at Full Bore, the guy that's building my AR, I should say built it, and he's converting it to a left-handed bolt and ejection port. And he was actually working on it when I called him, so I'm hoping to get it today. And he also said that he had a guy come in with a bunch of ammo that he bought. I'm going to be able to buy at a very decent price for that AR. But we had a good chat. He's a coffee guy too, so we talked about coffee and all kinds of things. And I told him about the discount I'm going to be getting when I do come around to get an optic for it. But I imagine I'll be going there today to talk to him about things. If it's not ready, I still have some more questions, and I'm just trying to learn. It's part of a learning curve, and I'm not afraid to ask questions. But anyway, to the 8 billion of you again who didn't know this, my smartphone, the phone part of it and the texting part of it died some time back, and I'm using a flip phone now. And so I'm starting to pay my bills instead of doing it online. I'm back to writing a check and mailing them out. And I rode to the post office, and on the way there, one of the shuttle ships from the cruise ships that come into town was in. And these people are just totally oblivious. They're worse than geese, and they're blocking the sidewalks and bike path, and it's a multi-use path. And the city council and the mayor love them, and the business owners love them, but they're nothing but a pain in the ass for people like me, and they ain't putting no money in my pocket, but meh. So yeah, I mean, I hate being out. That's partly why I hate being out around a group of people, because they're fucking oblivious to their surroundings. And it reaches a point sometimes where I wonder if people have to tie their shoes for them in the morning because they're so unaware of what they're doing. But anyway, I had a good visit with the guy at the mail office, the postman. He's a friend of Bill W., and we had a nice catch up, and he's always cheerful to talk to. And so he said I haven't ditched my smartphone yet, but I haven't had it turned on for 3 days. It's sitting in the back. And anyway, we came home from there. What are you doing, baby girl? What are you doing? Oh, what else did we do? Tried calling Cousin Paul, but he was busy doing concrete work. He said he'd get back with me today. Laid down with Else for a while. To the 8 billion of you who do not tune in on a regular basis, Elsie's 18 years old, and I try to spend as much time as I can with her. And in a lot of ways, she was the same way. She was a street cat. She was raised by a cat named Rocky out there. And she was a lot like Ruthie when I let her out. I couldn't catch her. But I knew she was street savvy, and eventually she would come home. But I did have a lot of sleepless nights waiting for her to come home over the years. But I'm spending as much time as I can with her. She's older now, and she hangs out, and so that was good. What else can we tell him, Ruthie? Then we let the girls out. I think it was around 4 o'clock, and this one I don't think I got back in till 7. And I was frustrated, and I told them, you're grounded today. The other two didn't really help. Chloe didn't help, and Gracie, but when I go after them, like if they run across the street or over in that neighbor's yard and tell them to come home, they come home. This one, she just thinks it's a big game. And like I mentioned, it was a beautiful evening, and I could have went and did some shooting. For years, my routine was getting up, having coffee, and wake up time. We'd sit out in the yard. The cats would go do their peeing and whatever and have their adventures. And then they'd all come in and take their naps, and that was when I would go for bike rides and whatever, do my errands, whatever. And I'd have the whole day to go do whatever I wanted, because they basically spent their time inside sleeping. And then when I got home and after supper, the evenings were for them, and we'd hang out outside in the yard sitting on a binky, and I'd read to them and comb them and brush them and play with them. But these young ones aren't like that. So I'm probably going to be rearranging my schedule so that if they do start going out again, and I've been talking about it, I got to get her a harness and a rope, because I can't take this. I know they want to go outside, and they should. It's nice out. But I can't deal with the frustration of not knowing where they go and they won't come home. So, hey, baby girl. What else did we want to cover? Oh, one more thing, and I guess we're going to go. I received a statement from my ER visit a couple weeks ago when I got tick bit. And I was stunned. My insurance is picking up most of it except for the prescription, which was an antibiotic I took that was $126. I think I might only have to pay 21 of that. But the point I'm making is that visit was $756. I talked to a receptionist. A nurse came in and basically took my blood pressure and asked me what happened. I saw a physician assistant. He looked at it. I told him what happened. He said it looked like I got all the tick out of it. Prescribed the pill. The nurse came in and gave it to me, and that was that. $756. And I can't even imagine what it's like for people that actually have a serious medical condition. It's criminal what the cost of healthcare is in this country. You know? It's criminal. There's no other word for it. It's extortion and it's deliberate. You know? There is no reason why that should cost that much. I was just stunned, you know, and it's like I would have paid it. That ain't the issue. I'm not, you know, a lot of times when I'm talking about things, people fail to see the point of what I'm trying to make. Like even, you know, pets, it's the same thing. It's not that I'll do what I got to do to take care of them, pay for their bills, get the food they need and all that. It's the fact that these people that run these companies know that we're going to do whatever we can for their pets, and they won't think twice of charging us 5 or 10 times much as what it takes to make profit on it. You know, people are in business for profit. I know that. That's the whole point of being in business. But there's a difference between making a decent profit and gouging. And gouging seems to be the American way. So I think that's all we got. From the cold gray ashes and coals of my cold black heart, my broken, beaten, battered, bruised, bloody, burdened, empty, hollow, cracked, shattered, hopeless, forsaken, forlorn, bitter, angry, tired, resentful, twisted, convoluted, confused, grieving, happy, ungrateful soul. Piss off. Happy Friday, and thanks for not tuning in.